Time in YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of No EXs. Today we are going to be looking at a Serperior build. Now, before I even start going over the deck, most of you have probably already seen a Serperior build right now. And yes, before you even ask, I do know that a Shaman counterpart to Serperior is probably really effective compared to what we're going to be running. But keep in mind, I am running a No EX variant, so this is for budget players who can't afford those cards. Anyway, getting into the main meat of the deck, we are running a Serperior deck, stage 2 grass type Pokemon, 140 HP, has Coil and Slashing Strike. Now what's really cool about this is, normally, you have two attacks that cost different energy amounts. Well, Serperior, 1 energy, period. Grass energy, that's all we need. Coil does 40 damage, not a whole lot, but during your next turn, this Pokemon's going to do 60 more damage. That means we can do 100 damage with Coil, which is actually pretty cool. We're going to be able to do 40, 100, 40, 100. Not bad at all. Except we're not going to be using it on Coil. We're going to be using it on Slashing Strike. Slashing Strike, 1 grass energy, 80 damage naturally, but gets boosted to 140 damage. That is 200 damage in 2 turns thanks to Serperior's great effect from Coil. The only downside to Slashing Strike is we can't use it on the following turn, but we can use Coil again. So the pattern is Coil, Slashing Strike, Coil, Slashing Strike, and we're always going to do a pretty decent amount of damage. Now, to partner this up, we have 2 other Pokemon, but I do want to make a quick side note to Servine. Servine, now we're not going to really want to attack with this thing because Vine Whip only does 20 damage, but we are going to bypass it when we're evolving. Serpentine ability, Serpentine Strangle happens when we evolve. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve this Pokemon, evolve your Pokemon, wow, tongue-tied, you may flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. This is an amazing effect considering the fact that we are just going to bypass Servine anyway into Serperior. So to get that secondary effect, maybe even first turn, is huge. And I'll get over that in a second. The other 2 Pokemon we're using are Ariados for Poisonous Nest primarily. We can poison our opponent's active Pokemon, and if anything, we can impound them. Not that I want to actually put the energy on Ariados, but if it happens, it happens. Our other Pokemon in the deck is going to be Octillery. Again, I can't run Shaman. I would have preferred it because it would have given me 2 additional cards elsewhere, but Octillery is the man we're going to be going to for this test run of a budget deck. Abyssal Hand, once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 5 in hand. It has a lot of cool synergy, so hopefully if we can use up a bunch of cards, we can get Octillery rolling, and you never know, maybe it'll be faster than Shaman. Now for our item cards, I am running 2 Battle Compressor. This is primarily just to kind of siphon out some of the cards we may not need later in the game. So for example, if I know for a fact I don't want to draw a Lysandre, let's Battle Compress it. Let's get it out of there, let's get it into the discard pile, get rid of a Brigette if I don't need it. You know, it's an amazing card even if I'm not benefiting all the time from the discard. Obviously, we're running via Seeker, so getting rid of some of the supporters or unnecessary cards is always a benefit. We are running Level Ball because the majority of the deck actually has under 90 HP. The only one that actually has over 90 is Serperior himself. So Level Ball will pretty much get our Snivies, our Servines, our Octilleries, our Ariados. It can do a ton of things. It's a very versatile card. I am running 1 Professor's Letter. Again, it's always essential to be able to grab whatever you need at any point. There are cards in the deck that search for everything, and it's nice to have an item card that lets you grab energy. We have 1 Super Rod because, again, casualties are gonna happen. It is the name of the game. Sometimes it just so happens that it's gonna be your main attacker, and maybe it'd be nice to have that Serperior back in the deck, especially if you know the other 2 may be prized. We have a couple Super Scoop Ups. This lets us kind of get the damage off of Serperior, if for whatever reason he doesn't get knocked out. Because 140 damage is still, HP is still pretty decent HP count. It's not obviously EX level, but it can take a hit. So if for some reason it gets paralyzed or poisoned, and you just want to scoop it up, here's the opportunity to do so. Moving on, we have Ultra Ball. This is what's going to nest the Serperiors. If I can't, for whatever reason, get it with Level Ball, or get it with a draw, I'll be getting it with an Ultra Ball. So we have that, and it always works better with Octillery over Level Ball anyway, because we were forced to discard 2 cards that we may not necessarily need at the given time. We have 4 VS Seekers, because I just like running 4 VS Seekers. It guarantees me the supporters that I need at the given time, and because we have the Battle Compressor, it lets us just nab what I want. We are running 2 Brigettes. Most of the time I'll be running Brigette in a no EX variant because we're using, non-EX Pokemon. So this lets us get 3 basics of our choice. This will get us Snivy, Spinarak, it'll get us on our Remoraids, it'll do what we want to do right away. We have 1 Lysandre, again, being able to switch our opponent's bench Pokemon with actives, whether it be to stall or to take on the offensive, it's always a good thing for us to have. We're running 3 N. Each player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck, and then each player draws a card for each of his or her remaining prizes. It's an amazing card, situational for certain cases, as if you're in lower prize count, you may not want to use it, you may want to run either a Sycamore or a Birch, and in this case, we're running 2 Birch. I thought it was a better idea to run the card that wouldn't be sacrificing my utility. So, again, this is an option. You could run 2 Sycamore or 3 Sycamore, whichever your preferences are. I decided Birch this time around. I'm always going to be running a Skyla. As long as it's in standard, Skyla at least gets 1 place in a deck. Pretty much we get to search for a trainer card of any type and put it into our hand. This will let us get our Ultra Balls, our Professor's Letters. If I have to, it'll get me another supporter, a Stadium. She is an amazing supporter. Again, we are using Forest of Giant Plants to evolve up to Serperior turn 1 if possible. Now again, we are not using Shaman, so the likelihood of turn 1 isn't as high, but the potential is still there. We have 2 Float Stones. This lets us get our Remoraid, our Octilleries or an Ariados out of the active position without having to waste our precious energy resources. And we have Muscle Bands to do a little bit more damage with Serperior, because you never know, that little extra damage might just be the trick to winning the game. We are running 6 Grass Energy. Again, you can go up or down depending on your feel of the deck. This is always just a test run. I've obviously tested the deck out myself a few times, but again, it never is perfect. That is the great thing about Pokemon TCG. Everyone's coming up with amazing new ideas, and this just so happens to be the one that I came up with for Serperior. So, without any further ado, and with enough of me blabbering as it is, we're going to get into Pokemon TCG and just see if my Serperior variant is as good as some of the others. Alright guys, we are coming into the game... Oh, wow. We're getting into game number 1. It's against Let 'em Strike. So we're gonna call this coin toss. We're gonna go tails. See if we can win. We win the coin toss. And I want to go second. If I manage to get Serperior and the energy I do need, we'll be able to actually go for the evolution. And the only thing I'm actually missing is an energy, and this actually will be a fantastic start. I can Ultra Ball away the Ultra Ball and the Super Scoop Up, get our Serperior. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wasting time. I can play my Snivy up right now. Our opponent had no basics. Oh, I don't like what you're playing. But we are playing second here. Still, oh, he's playing Trevenant. I'm kind of happy I went second here. Still nothing. He's playing an Alakazam variant? Alakazam Trevenant? That's new. You never know, though. It could be a fantastic way of playing. But I am going to take the card opportunity here. I don't have a problem taking the opportunity to get more cards, because it just means, you know what? We might be at the advantage here. We are going to draw those extra cards. Thank you very much. That is 3 additional cards. We have the Serperior. I'm just going to play the Spinarak. We see the Alakazam full art, or not even just a full art. That is the secret rare Alakazam with Kinesis and Suppression. That is an amazing card. All I can say. We see the Dimension Valley go down. I'll be going for a Skyla to get our Forest of Giant Plants, so I'm not too worried about it right now. He can't attack anyway. I usually think it's a little too preemptive to play your supporter turn 1. He sacrificed his entire hand. Didn't even play the Muscle Band or the Float Stone. Just went and got rid of it. Got some Floats, Phantoms down. Went for the Psychic Energy drop. We are going to go for the Skyla. This will net us a... Uh-oh. Hold on. I need Forest of Giant Plants, but at the same time... Well, if I can paralyze, that it is more important that I get the stadium. So we are going to grab that. And we're going to just get rid of their Dimension Valley. We do not want them having that. Servine is going to be able to evolve here. We're going to try and paralyze them, and we do, which is amazing. Serperior coming through here. And I think I'm going to I think I'm going to level ball for the Remoraid. And then I'll be able to Ultra Ball it for the next turn. This will give us a ton of opportunities. I can Ultra Ball away the Scoop Up and the Serperior because I don't really need them. But that will be our turn. I do not have any Grass Energy, so it is a downer there. But we did paralyze the Alakazam, which is amazing for us. I see another Alakazam and a Professor's Letter. So he's going to be able to attack next turn. Barring what we draw, we could actually still be decent. Oh, no, he got rid of our Stadium, which is, again, not a big deal for me now that I do have one Serperior up. He did go through his entire hand. He plays another Sycamore, gets another 7 cards. This man is getting a lot of cards out quickly. What's nice about this Trevenant is I am going to be attacking with stage 2s. He is Mega Evolving, so he'll actually be able to attack this turn. We're going to see if I can actually handle Mega Alakazam here. And 30 damage to the Spinarak. He gets out of the paralysis, goes into the Full Art Mega Alakazam. And we are going to Ultra Ball. Actually, that VS Seeker was definitely the best drop we could have gotten. Ultra Ball away the Serperior and the Super Scoop Up. We're going to get our Octillery going. Drop that down. Drop down a Float Stone. And I'm going to go for the VS Seeker. Oh, sorry. This is going to grab the Skyla. And I will be Skylaying away, getting our Professor's Letter. This will get us 2 Grass Energy that I desperately need right now. And I can start coiling and doing what I need to do. We'll drop one right down on our Serperior here. We're going to go for an Abyssal Hand. And we have options. Now, do I start another line? I cannot evolve. But do I go for the poison? I need the extra damage. I can do 200. I can't do everything. So I will sacrifice the Servine and the Ultra Ball. I do have a Birch in my hand, so I'm not too bad off in that regard. Gonna grab me an Ariados. Have both my lines all set up right now. Going to evolve. And I will be going for the Poisonous Nest. So Alakazam, poisoned unfortunately for him. And we are going to go with the Coil, which is going to do 40 damage at the moment. But should be able to knock him out next turn if I'm lucky. Now he can go for the Zen Force, which is going to do 30 damage for each counter. So he can do a total of 70. He should not be able to knock me out. We do see a Trevenant break now. And a Trevenant. So our opponent's side is pretty active right now. He can't attack. Oh, he can go for a Silent Fear. I do apologize. Which will do 30 damage to my entire bench. Trevenant is huge right now. That is very dangerous. Now, I can go for the Poisonous Nest here. And I should actually be able to knock out the Trevenant, I think. Maybe not. Maybe he'll actually get mine. So we are going to go for the Battle Compressor. Let's get rid of the Lysandre. I don't need the Brigette. And I'll grab an N. Just in case some things go a little awry, I have the ability to get them from our discard pile. I am going to go for a Birch right now instead of playing the Grass Energy. It might be a negative thing, but... oh, it was definitely a bad idea. I should have gone with the Octillery first, played the Grass Energy. I am in bad position right now. So we have a VS Seeker. Not really necessary right now. I do have a Birch, but I do have to go for the Slashing Strike. Does a little bit more damage, and it's going to be at 10. Unfortunately for us, I have not drawn a second Forest of Giant Plants to neutralize the Dimension Valley, so he is getting a lot of benefits there. He's only going to draw 4 cards himself from the Birch, so Birch was being a little even on us on this time, but he is going to get at least 1 prize from knocking out my Ariados here. The Trevenant is going to go down here, which is fine by me. We're going to grab our first prize, which is an N. The question is, who is he going to bring up into the active position? And I do have a huge problem in the sense of I should really bridge it. Okay. I'm going to bridge it, get rid of the Octillery. And I don't need the Brigette. I'm going to be Professor Sycamore, or Birching. We're going to go for a Snivy right now. We're just going to drop that onto the bench. And I will be Birching. That is the best play for us at the moment. We do not get 7 cards, we only get 4. We do get the ability to remove that Dimension Valley, so that is huge for us. I'm going to go with the Level Ball and get myself a Servine. So I'll be able to evolve all the way up into Serperior. Yes, we'd love to flip a coin, and we do get it, so we should be alright. Here's the Serperior drop, and we are going to play the Muscle Band on the non-damaged Serperior. Just in case something happens to our active, I do want to make sure that the next attacker is ready to go, as you can now see. So I'm going to hold on to my utilities at the moment. I cannot go for Slashing Strike. I used it in the previous turn, so now we have 90 damage onto the Mega Alakazam. Our Mega Alakazam is paralyzed, so he cannot retreat. He does have a Team Flare Grunt, though that is a bit of an unfortunate event. But I have an N, and I do grab another Grass Energy, which is beautiful for us. Again, I'm going to hold on to our utilities. I don't really need to play anything. I'm going to draw 1 more card. VS Seeker is beautiful for us, because that means I can grab the attack I want. But right now, I do believe the biggest concern is the Alakazam in front of me, and I'm going to take care of it. So we are taking care of Mega Alakazam. We're going to see 2 card prizes. We draft a Snivy and a Grass Energy, which is really good for us. I can get another attacker going right away. We see the Dimension Valley again, so he's going to hit all of our Pokemon. He's going to knock out our Octillery, which is an unfortunate thing, but I'm at a deck where I don't need a lot of cards anyway. I'm going to play the Snivy. Going to drop a Grass Energy on the little guy. I think I'm going to have to drop a Float Stone. And I think my biggest play is to Super Rod. Let's get ourselves some Snivies and stuff back in... Or, sorry, I need the Servine for sure. I can bring back Spinarak and Ariados. I just want to double check. I only have 1 Serperior in the discard. I have a couple set. Ooh. No, I have 1 in my hand, so I'm alright. These are going to be perfect for what we need. And I am going to Birch. Birch is the best play. I'm going to keep myself with a VS Seeker in the deck. And we are going to draw 7 cards this time. I am going to be able to grab the, let's see. We're going to place the Remoraid down. I cannot evolve. I do not have the stadium, which is unfortunate. I'm going to attempt to scoop up my active. I do get it. I'm going to scoop up my main Serperior right now and go into the next one. And we're just going to play the other Snivy down. I'll be able to evolve twice. Everything seems alright, and we're going to go for the coil here. We're going to do 60 damage. We should be able to knock out this Trevenant Break on the following turn, which is huge for us. But I do need to grab myself a stadium. So we take 80 from this one. We do grab a Muscle Band. I'm going to go for the Paralysis here if I'm able to. Yes. And we do get it. Trevenant Break is paralyzed, which is beautiful for us. I'm going to evolve our Snivy. We're going to go with... I think the best play is to get Skyla and go for the Stadium, if it's still in the deck. So, it is still in the deck, so we're going to get rid of another Dimension Valley, which is amazing for us right now. There it goes. We're going to play our Servine. We can go for it. He's already paralyzed. Here is another Serperior into the active role. We're just going to play the Floatstone on the Remoraid just in case bad things happen. And we will now go for the Slashing Strike, which will knock out this Trevenant Break. We'll grab another prize card. We get another Grass Energy, which can be useful. Now, neither of these these Alakazams have a Spirit Link on them. We see another Dimension Valley, and I know we are out of them at the moment. He does play his Skyla. This guy has, like, all the money cards, all full art, all gorgeous. He's doing an amazing job. He has a Sycamore, so he does need to put some pressure in right now. He plays a Psychic Energy and goes for the Suppression. 30 damage on all Pokemon with the damage counter. So sadly enough, our Serperior does go down, but we have another one active and ready to go. We get another Ariados. And I think the best play for us is to go with a Skyla. Or I can just end our hands away. Let's end, because I know he's got a Sycamore, which he's depending on. He needs that card draw. So the end is very important for us. Not as important as I was hoping. Alright, we're going to go for our Coil, because we do need to. We are unfortunately not able to go for the Slashing Strike. But next turn we should be alright here. He does not have a Spirit Link. He has a full art Alakazam EX now. And I think the only thing he can do is go for a Suppression, which, if he has to go for that, we may be in the win on this first game. He gets a Heads, which is really bad for us. Drops a Phantom. Goes for a Professor's Letter. And he nets himself 2 Psychic Energies. He drops it on the Alakazam, goes for a Mega Evolution, and he's going to go for the Kinesis 20 damage on Servine, which is not good for us right now. And another 30 damage to the Servine in the back. But he does not have a Spirit Link. Now, unfortunately, I don't have too much card draw. So, we are going to go for the Slashing Strike. If I am lucky, we should not have too much of an issue taking this guy out. He has only 30 HP left, but he can knock out my Serperior. He can knock out my Serperior, but I do have a Servine that can come up in the back that can knock out this Alakazam. which is huge. Servine might actually take this. Nope, he is switching. If he's got another Mega, he'll be able to Mega Evolve here. Goes for the energy drop. He goes for the suppression. But he does not knock out my active Serperior. Do we get... No, we got an Ariados. Okay, I don't need the Ariados. Let's just discard 3 cards that we do not need right now. And that is the Ariados for sure. Spinarak and Spinarak. If I can get the Servine, that'll be great. Actually, any card now in the deck is beautiful. So that is exactly what we want to do. I will go for my Coil. There is 40 damage. Again, now both of these cards are in active range of being knocked out. He needs to knock out 2 of my Pokemon still. And if I can grab a VS Seeker, I'm hoping we're alright. He goes for a Wally, evolves the Trevenant. So he cannot evolve the Alakazam anyway. And again, I'm not too threatened by the Trevenants. We see a Floatstone, so he's going to switch out, and he's going to bring in this guy. Goes for the Suppression. Knocks out my Snivy. My Serperior in the active spot is the only thing I have left. I need a VS Seeker. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. I cannot knock out my opponent's Pokemon. It was a close game. Close game, but unfortunately, I do not get the victory here. I could not get that last card. I had everything kind of set up, so there was a high chance, but the one card I didn't need was the Servine. So Suppression is going to come through. I'm going to get knocked out. And unfortunately, that does give my opponent the victory. But it was an amazing match. Very happy for my opponent. And it was a huge, like, right to the minute. If I had drawn the VS Seeker, I could have Lysandered, got that Mega Alakazam out. And it was really anybody's game. It was amazing. But, as always, we don't always just have one game here, guys. We have 2, and we're going to be bringing you it in just a second. Alright guys, going into game number 2, we are playing against Spalenza X and Y, playing a fighting deck. And we get to call this coin toss, so we are going to call Tails, and we lose the coin toss. So Spalenza XY, he gets to decide if he goes first or second. Probably going to play first, which is actually a bonus for us. But he is going to take his... Oh, no, he actually wants us playing first, which is hugely negative for us. And I'm starting with a Remoraid. So our opponent didn't start with anything, which is, I guess, cool for us. I have no other Pokemon, which is bad. But we do see... I don't really see anything at all that kind of gives away what he's playing. Well, we're about to see exactly what he's playing in a few short seconds once he flips over that card. Now, we do get an extra card here, which is a level ball. So I see a Gibble. I see a Gibble, which is great for us because he is currently weak to it. And I think the best play here is to get the Snivy. Before I lose anything else, I'll definitely have to Birch. I definitely have to Birch. Well, why not discard some of the cards I don't need? Let's Ultra Ball, get rid of a Serperior and the N. And then I can grab a Spinarak as well. That nets us all our basics without having to waste a Brigette later on, so I can actually get rid of them later. And now I can Birch. I'm hoping for a flip of a coin here. Yes, thank you, 7 coins. There's 7, whatchamacallits. That is exactly what we did need. I can go for the Floatstone here. We can kind of retreat because I do not want my Remoraid up there. I have no problem discarding a Snivy at the moment. But being as we are going first, I'm not in an awful position. In fact, that can be an end turn. I have a lot of cards I can play, especially now that Remoraid is off of the active spot. I can go for the Octillery. I have the ability to get pretty caught up. Now, he can damage me. He's going to discard a card and grab 2. Now, if I can get enough damage, the Skibble is going down. The Skibble is going down. So, what I need to discard... I'm going to get rid of a Brigette. I'm going to get rid of my Skyla and a Lysandre. And if I'm right, based on my lineup of cards, if I get the Octillery from the Ultra Ball, I can use Skyla to get a level ball and save my Ultra Ball. Let's go. We're gonna get that Skyla. We're gonna play Skyla and get ourselves a level ball. We're gonna get ourselves Octillery, because I knew he was in the deck, I think. I don't remember, I played so many hands I don't remember if it was in the deck or not. We are gonna be able to go for the Abyssal hand. We do get a Servine, which we are gonna play right now. We are going to go for that Paralysis. We don't get it, but I have an Ultra Ball, which means I can just discard the rest of my cards, go for the Serperior, and we do win the game right away because he has no... All he has... Oh, no, shoot, we don't. Oh, we do. Vine Whip will knock this thing out. Still hits for weakness. Thankfully, I forgot about the Forest of Giant Plants. But thankfully, Servine had enough damage that I didn't have to worry about it. So... that is a game for us. A little quick, but at least it gives us round 3. And obviously round 3 is for the tiebreaker, seeing if Serperior can dish out the damage or if it's just going to fall in the midst of like a bunch of the other decks we've played. Alright guys, going into our final match, we are playing Psychic Jake, and it's a fairy deck. So I know fairies got a lot of power behind them, so it'll be interesting to see what we have in store for us in this match. Here he is, Psychic Jake, playing the fairy deck. We're going to go tails. And we lose the coin toss. So he'll be able to decide if he wants to go first or second. And he kind of wants to go first. Oh, he wants to play first this time. Usually fairies want to play second. We have no basics. And neither does our opponent. So that's alright. That is alright by me. We get a Snivy. We have a Servine. We have a Forest of Giant Plants. We just did not get the supporter that I needed. We will be playing the Snivy in the active position. We have a Forest of Giant Plants to let us get into Servine right away. We have options. It's not the worst of hands. I like it. We are seeing a Sylveon EX in the active role. It's going to take him a couple turns to set up, but that is probably why he wanted to go first. Drops the Fairy Energy. That is all he's going to do. We have an N, which is actually perfect for us. I'm going to go for a Forest of Giant Plants. We're going to go for the Servine. And we're going to hope to get the Paralysis, which we do. Sylveon is paralyzed. We're going to go for the Level Ball and get a Remoraid. This way I do not have the opportunity to draw it. I have an opportunity to draw something I may actually need. We're going to go for the N, drawing 6 cards. So is my opponent. We do not get the Serperior like I was hoping for, but we do get a Grass Energy. So, that is unfortunately all I can do, and we are just going to go for the Vine Whip. But our opponent is paralyzed, so cannot hit us on the following turn, and we have a Birch in hand, so it's not too bad. We see a Fairy Energy drop onto the Sylveon. Too bad we didn't have the Serperior, because we could have knocked this thing out in the next turn. But he should not have too much going for him, which is a huge benefit for us. Usually we're the ones paralyzed and not in a great position. He does go for a Great Ball, which is an odd ball to use. He gets a Spritzy, which is hugely beneficial for him, because now he can drop the Spritzy and hopefully get the Aromatisse next turn. So there's the turn. We're going to see what we get. We get another Servine, which is useless to us. So, my objective, go for the Birch, because I don't need anything of what's currently in my hand. We do not get the best of possible choices, but we do get a level ball and an ultra ball, so I'll be able to get a couple of the good cards in my hand. We're going to go for that Octillery off of the level ball. We'll go for the evolution here. And we're going to go for the ultra ball, which means I now have a Serperior. We're going to play Serperior, evolve, and we're going to go for the Abyssal Hand, which will net us 5 more cards, hopefully getting that Spinarak line. We can actually attach a Muscle Band to our active, get our Snivy out, and go for the... I'll hold on to that. If I can bridge it next turn, then I can get the Ariados going, and beautiful. I'm going to go for the Coil, 60 damage, thanks to the Muscle Band, and the next turn I should be able to knock out the Sylveon. We're going to be a lot faster than our opponent. A lot faster. Now he can go for the 100 damage, goes for the Evisode, will be able to get that Aromatisse, will be able to go for that Precious Ribbon, but I don't think it's going to be enough damage. I don't think. And you... Oh, you heal the Aromatisse. So it's not really great for the Sylveon. That poor Sylveon that's going to be pretty much knocked out in a second. He should be playing those Florges, as he is. Our Serperior is in the best opportunity right now. Goes for that third energy drop. Is definitely going to be dropping 30 damage onto, or 100 damage onto our Serperior. There it is, 100 damage, but we'll be getting the knockout on the Sylveon very shortly. So there's the energy drop onto the Florges EX. We get another Muscle Band, which is great for us. I'm going to go for the Brigette, get myself a few more of the essentials. So another Snivy, a Spinarak, and I'll get another Snivy. I don't need the Remoraid. Our job for him is done. I'm going to go for the level ball, get myself an Ariados. Now the Spinarak can be fully evolved. Now I'm not going to... Again, I should be able to knock this guy out. I have a VS Seeker, which will net me a... At the moment, it'll just net me an N or a Professor's Letter, which I do not need at the moment, and I don't actually have the ability to play a supporter because I just played Brigette. So we have Lysandre in my hand now, which is beautiful. I have an Ultra Ball. Again, I should be saving that for the next turn. I'm going to drop this on the Snivy with the Muscle Band. He's definitely going to be the big attacker in the next turn. Serperior going to go for the Slashing Strike, and it's going to knock out Sylveon. So that is a 2-prize advantage for us now. We see a Brigette and a Battle Compressor. So I can easily Ultra Ball away the Brigette. I don't need it. Unfortunately for him, he does not get to draw from the roller skates, and he will now be able to Bright Garden, which will only do 40 damage, which is enough to knock out Serperior. Don't get me wrong, it'll be enough to knock out my Serperior. Here it comes, 40 damage. Knocks out Serperior, and my Muscle Band is gone, which is a little bit disappointing, I'll admit. But we are going to go with the Snivy with all the good attachments. We see a Servine, so I can Ultra Ball for the Serperior and continue my assault. Now our good old opponent is poisoned. We're going to go for that Paralysis as well. Yes, we'd like to go for it, and we do not get it. But I can Ultra Ball away the Brigette and the Battle Compressor. And this will get me my Serperior that I need, who is now fully healed up, ready to go. And I'll attach a Floatstone to Octillery just in case something bad happens. We're going to go for that Coil now. 60 damage to the Florges. It is now in range of being knocked out, and it's poisoned. And if for whatever reason he does want to switch it out, I have a Lysandre to grab it back. So we see an energy drop onto the Florges in the back. Now Bright Garden will be doing 60 damage. But I'll be knocking out 2 of the Fairy Energies on his side. So I'm not too threatened by these Florges EX. Great cards, don't get me wrong. There's the victory, guys. A lot shorter on that final match as I was hoping, but we managed to pull through. Serperior showcasing just how strong it is. It held itself up against the new head honcho of Pokemon TCG, and like I said, if I had drawn that VS Seeker at the start of that first game, I'm pretty sure we would have won. That being said, you just saw how fast Serperior can play in 2 other games, one being against a Fairy deck, which, I don't know why he wasn't, I guess he just didn't pull his Xerneas, but you never know. That's the luck of card games. He didn't get too well on that. The Bright Gardens definitely were not going to be doing a lot of damage. And unfortunately for that poor Gibble, I had to showcase that. That is a huge deck that is fast, powerful, and we outspent it. So that is today's episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like Serperior, make sure to try it out yourselves. Again, I do recommend Shaman over Octillery because, as you can see, I had a hard issue getting the card draw sometimes. Mind you, once it was out, the card draw was just consistent, and I was in a great position. That is definitely up to you guys' decisions, but that is all for today. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. It is huge for us, for the channel growth, to make sure you guys actually tell me what you guys like. As always, I'll be bringing new stuff every week. But until then, time out.